Dr. Eric Kelly III, and a host of phenomenal speakers from all around the globe for this 7-day virtual event that you don't want to miss.
The mission of the Black Business Expo is to raise scholarship money from kids all the way from high school all the way from college. The Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the world. It is an opportunity for businesses and companies to showcase their businesses globally. We are going to be giving away laptops up to $5,000 away to students. Again, I'm Olivia Appleberry, the founder of 2 Cents Finance and one of the speakers for the expo. I am so excited to see you there. For more info, go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090 and hope to see you there.
I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black business. I am Black business. Tell me, are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black business.
I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black business. I am Black business. Are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090. I am Black business. I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black business. I am Black business. Are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090. I am Black business. I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black business.
How many times have you been asked to help someone you didn't even know, a student, a business entrepreneur? Or did you ever even ask, where did they end up? That business, that friend, that entrepreneur. Well, just maybe they ended up in a gang, bankrupt, homeless, or worse, dead. Maybe they turned to crime, drugs, and alcohol. Did you ever wonder? Did you destroy their dream, or was your life always so easy? At the Black Business Olympics, we started a movement to help students complete. Give them hope and foster success. Help them to leave their dreams of providing laptop computers and up to $5,000 in scholarship funds. Today, we ask you to help a student, a business owner, or an entrepreneur to realize their dream by sponsoring them, supporting them, and buying from them. Consider this. With $1.6 trillion in our Black community, we only ask for a small donation for our students, our businesses, and our entrepreneurs. And you can change a life today. So I ask you, what are you going to do? Sit on the sideline and watch our students in high school be losers, miss out on their dream from lack of resources? Or are you going to donate to the movement and change their future and yours as well? Give us a call today at 919-308-9090. Change their life by investing with action to the Black Business Olympic Fund. The Black Business Olympics, one of the largest business showcases of Black business in the history of the world.
Are you a forward-thinking entrepreneur or business owner? The world is changing faster than ever, and it's time to pivot and adapt to the future. Hello LLC is here to help you do just that. Hello stands for helping enterprises leverage leading-edge optimizations. Our innovative solutions can streamline operations, reduce overhead costs, and give you a competitive edge in a market projected to reach $5 trillion by 2030. By pivoting to the metaverse, businesses can tap into a rapidly growing market that is projected to be a significant part of daily life for 25% of Americans by 2026. As a full digital metaverse agency, the Hello LLC can help you create custom solutions to streamline operations, increase productivity, reduce costs, and drive brand recognition. Why should you pivot to the metaverse with the Hello LLC? By leveraging cutting-edge technology, you can provide immersive experiences for your customers, expand your global reach, and unlock new revenue streams. Contact us today to make the pivot.
I'm Ramon Ray, founder of Smart Hustle Magazine and smallbiztechnology.com.
To celebrate small business success. Stand up on your feet. You rocked the house. Hey, thank you. It was amazing. Didn't we learn? For me, success comes from failure. One thing not to do is shake somebody's hand like this.
Why do I do what I do? You know, my life coach asked me that a few years ago. And she said, Tony, what's your why? And I told her, and she said, girl, you've already accomplished that. Perhaps you need a new why.
Hi, Tony Harris, Amy Hoydu with Say It Said Marketing, one of your students. And just wanted to say thank you, Tony Harris, for spending so much time with me and giving me that boost in my business that I so drastically needed.
My why is to touch, move, and inspire my clients to take drastic steps to be better than they were before they met me. I'm a resource. I'm a connector. I want to help people build deeper relationships that are beneficial to their life and business. That's what I do best.
So, first thing you got to do is show up. And speaking is a way to magnetically attract your ideal client to you. How many of you use social media that way? Absolutely. And this is how you look to the world. Drastic steps are the steps that are needed to be successful. And my business is drastic denotes a mindset. Getting out of your comfort zone. Doing something that you don't necessarily feel comfortable doing, want to do, but you know it's a necessary step to be successful in your business.
I get the most satisfaction when I see my connections flourishing into relationships long after I am gone.
Hi, my name is Jasmine Augustine with Media Jasmine, and I've joined several networking and referral groups in the area. And Network in Action Northeast Houston with Tony Harris Taylor is one of the best organizations that I've joined.
I love that piece of what I do, and it is what fuels my fire. My name is Tony Harris Taylor, saying take a drastic step today for a fantastic tomorrow.
I was born in a little village on the island of Haiti. Many deadly diseases pounded me. It is as if they were on a mission to end my existence on this earth. I refused to give up. In 1983, I left Haiti and came to the United States of America. And I came with $5, 2 shirts. I didn't speak any English. I came to Atlanta. I got a job. I was a doorman. I was a doorman with a dream. What I used to come on stage. I'd rehearse this moment that I'm standing in front of you. That's the power of a dream. Maybe today is the day you begin acting as if you already have it. And then step out with full force. Take a risk. No condition is permanent. Don't let your situation distract you. You are chosen. You are called. You are born for a purpose in this life.
In the heart of America, there are dreams waiting to be realized. Dreams of owning a home, creating a haven for families, and building a future. Yet, there are 13 million mortgage-ready home buyers and nearly 20 million renter households who have the credit and income to qualify for a mortgage but remain left out of the home buying process. These potential home buyers are in urban and rural America, where dreams should flourish. The big banks, the giants of finance, have all exited the mortgage lending business, decreasing their lending footprints across America. They are no longer present and active in these communities. Instead of offering opportunities for home ownership, some of these banks have chosen a different path. They have decided to become mega landlords. They have chosen to invest billions of dollars in rental homes, leaving potential home buyers with fewer options and stuck in a cycle of renting without the chance to build equity and create a legacy for their families. Here is the shocking truth. A report issued by the Home Ownership Council of America revealed that if lenders were to step forward and serve this underserved market, they could conservatively increase their loan volume by $1.5 trillion. $1.5 trillion. This is $1 trillion business opportunity, ripe for the taking. That's why I Have a Dream Home is here. We support the American dream of home ownership in urban and rural America. We believe in the power of social consciousness and the impact it can have on people's lives. Investing in urban and rural America is not just good business sense. It's a moral imperative. Our mission is clear. Become the go-to mortgage lender in these communities. Create a pathway to home ownership for all Americans, breaking the cycle of poverty by empowering families to build wealth, stabilizing our communities, and taking pride in our country. I Have a Dream Home. Unlocking dreams, transforming communities, and rewriting the story of American home ownership. For more information, scan the QR code or visit our website at www.ihaveadreamhome.gold.
How many times have you been asked to help someone you didn't even know? A student, a business entrepreneur? Or did you ever even ask, where did they end up? That business, that friend, that entrepreneur. Well, just maybe they ended up in a gang, bankrupt, homeless, or worse, dead. Maybe they turned to crime, drugs, and alcohol. Did you ever wonder? Did you destroy their dream, or was your life always so easy? At the Black Business Olympics, we started a movement to help students complete. Give them hope and foster success. Help them to leave their dreams of providing laptops, computers, and up to $5,000 in scholarship funds. Today, we ask you to help a student, a business owner, or an entrepreneur to realize their dreams by sponsoring them, supporting them, and buying from them. Consider this. With $1.6 trillion in our Black community, we only ask for a small donation for our students, our businesses, and our entrepreneurs. And you can change a life today. So I ask you, what are you going to do? Sit on the sideline and watch our students in high school be losers, miss out on their dream from lack of resources? Or are you going to donate to the movement and change their future and yours as well? Give us a call today at 919-308-9090. Change their life by investing with action to the Black Business Olympic Fund. The Black Business Olympics, one of the largest business showcases of Black business in the history of the world.
Phenomenal Tanya T. Wise, who is here from the great state of Maryland. Tanya, welcome and thank you for being with us today. Can you indulge our audience a little bit and tell them just a little bit more about who you are and what it is that you do?
Well, I love being able to talk to people and have a magnetic attitude, being able to just show them. So I always like to say, level up is Coach at Tanya T. Wise here.
So can you tell our audience, just give them a teaser about what your presentation will be about?
So my philosophy is that we should all be living our dream life. So tomorrow I'm going to talk about how you start living your dream life. What are some of the things that you thought about in your childhood that you just kind of let go and dormant?
Wow.
And I want to reignite that and just give you some pointers and some tips, some tools, some strategies to be able to start living your best life now. And guess what, Akwanda? And leave an inheritance for your legacy.
Oh my goodness. Okay, I know that's resonating with a lot of people. I've heard that you have a dynamic coaching program. Can you tell us a little bit more about that?
Absolutely. So our coaching program help people that have the lack of time, that lack strategies, and lack the confidence to go after their dream life. So we help them implement tools, we help them implement strategies, as well as give them resources so that they can live their best life now and leave that inheritance.
Wow. Oh, I love that. I love the leave the inheritance part. Listen, you are dropping some major nuggets, and I know a lot of what you're saying is resonating with a lot of people, but I think we're all curious. How did you even make this transition into the speaking and coaching arena? What's the story behind this?
So I started out in finance, and I realized that a lot of people don't necessarily go after their dream life because of the lack of finances or the education behind finances. But it wasn't until I lost my firstborn, my only son, that life changed for me. And where I was going after it all, living the corporate life, hit my 6-figure income and living in my dream house with my dream man, driving my dream car. I nearly lost it all when I lost my son. And so I realized it only takes one financial catastrophe that can change your entire life. That's what made me start All New Beginnings. Because no matter what's going on in life, there's a new beginning. And because of that, we develop a program called Wise Minded. My little slogan is, don't just dream it, let's live it.
If they want to connect with you or work with you, what is the best ways for them to be able to do that?
Well, for my social media guru, you can connect with me on every single social media platform as Tanya T. Wise.
Hello, this is Israel, and I am CEO of Daydreams Interactive and author of Princess Planet. So, genius is common, and as a kid, I loved to daydream. Even as an adult, I loved to daydream. And when my daughter became 6 and loved princess characters, but we just could not find the diversity that showed her, we created our own characters. So, for instance, you have Princess Nulu right here. Princess Nulu is from Uganda, and her genius is that she loves to take care of animals. She can actually even listen and hear what they say. And then we have Princess Isabella right here. Princess Isabella, she's from Cuba, and her genius is biochemistry. One day she hopes to eliminate disease. Then we have Princess Nia right here. And Princess Nia is based off of my daughter. And she is what she wants to be, the greatest dancer alive. So that's her genius. So what's your genius? My genius is my imagination. Genius is common.
Did you know women represent just 3% of Fortune 500 CEOs and less than 15% of corporate executives at top companies worldwide? Have you wondered what the secrets are to getting into the top ranks, whether in the private or public sector? Do you want to figure out how to stop being held back in your career or passed over for promotion? Then you're in the right place. Hi, I'm Dr. Madeline Ann Lewis, President and CEO of the Executive Women's Success Institute. I have decades of experience in the military, the federal government, and corporate America. And my mission is to help women succeed and tap into their full potential. I want to reach 1 million+ women around the world to become the leaders they are meant to be. So if you want to move into a management or executive level position, or maybe you are a female veteran transitioning out of the military into business entrepreneurship, then reach out to the Executive Women's Success Institute at 301-693-3284. Let us get you on the fast track to success.
a 10-year-old founder of a company. Meet Carter, ladies and gentlemen.
The Black Business Expo is changing my life. This year, they are giving away laptops and even $5,000 in cash to students just like me. I'm Alexis, and I want to go to college to fulfill my dream of becoming an entrepreneur. Help the Black Business Expo going to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com and also becoming a vendor, a sponsor, or donating.
I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black business. I am Black business. Tell me, are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black business.
Good afternoon, business owners, entrepreneurs, thought leaders, and corporations. Welcome to the Black Business Network. My name is Aida Marie Jackson, and I am your moderator this afternoon for the Black Business Network. The Black Business Network is a 24-hour business network showcasing Black businesses, Black business owners, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders worldwide. We have speakers from North Carolina, London, Singapore, Africa, Japan, and cities all over the United States. The Black Business Network is a global community sharing its business knowledge to empower, inspire, and educate businesses about business. This afternoon, our first speaker is Mr. Alexis Sales. Mr. Sales became a certified personal trainer and nutrition specialist in 2020 through ISSA and became a full-time trainer at the Hub Gym in Broken Arrow, Oklahoma in 2021. He loves what he does every day to help people achieve their fitness goals and to help them unlock the next level of fitness. Please welcome Alexis Sales.
Thank you for that warm introduction.
Thank you. Welcome. So let us know. Tell us something more about you. What was it that made you start your business in the first place?
Well, it was just I posted a lot of videos just on Instagram, Facebook, and I had people reach out to me, say, hey, you know what? I like what you do. Can you help me train? And at the time, I was not certified yet. And I was just like, you know what? Let me just jump into it and see what I can do full steam. And I just took a leap of faith. And so far, everything's paying off. And I love what I do every day.
Wonderful. So how was that, taking that leap of faith? Was that scary? Was that
So it was at the time I worked for Red Bull, the energy drink company, and so I was a manager for the energy drink company. And great thing, the job it paid well, great benefits and everything like that. But it was at that point in time that I was just like, I wasn't really fulfilled. It was great company and everything, but I was like, I don't feel like I'm living my purpose. And so all it took eventually was I had a lady that reached out to me. She was actually a member of my church, and she reached out to me and she was just like, "Hey, I need you to train me." I thought she was joking at first. I typed back, laugh out loud, yeah, right. And she's like, "No, I'm serious." She's like, "I see your videos, you post them every day. Can I really train with you?" And I was like, "Okay." So I came up with a plan at the time. We had memberships to Planet Fitness. I told her to meet up with me, and we started working out. And she was working out about 3 times a week for about 30 to 45 minutes, and basically just showing her what I know. And within 2 to 3 months, she lost some weight, gained some strength, and basically had more energy. And I was just like, you know what, maybe this is what I need to do. And so I really looked into trying to get certified. And then I looked through ISSA and a couple other programs, but ISSA stuck out to me at the time, and that was the one that worked for me in my schedule. And basically, it's online courses, and you go at your own pace. And so between working and doing a couple hours here and there every night, I was able to get my certification, and I just started applying for jobs. And next thing you know, I got a call from the Hub Gym. That was the first job that I basically has as a trainer that I'm still there today. I have not been to any other gym. And so I told my wife, I was just like, "Hey, you know what? I got this offer. I'm going to jump and take a leap of faith." And she basically thought I was crazy at first, but then she started supporting me.
Wow, that's funny. We were just talking about that sometimes people may not see the vision the way you see the vision. So
Yeah.
tell us what is ISSA for those that don't know?
So it's International Sports Science Association. And so basically, if you're trying to get into the fitness field as far as being a trainer, group trainer, they have different areas of specialties, but the general one is certified personal trainer. Definitely, that's the one I would recommend. It's all over the world. It's one of the oldest certifications that you can get in regards to applying to be a certified personal trainer, amongst others. So that's the one that stuck out to me. There are a lot of different companies out there, but that one is accredited. A lot of people know about that company, and it's one of those ones that worked with my schedule. So that's the reason why I went with it.
Awesome. So tell me some more about what is like the day-to-day daily operations of being a trainer. Right?
So the day-to-day operations, one thing is dealing with, because I teach group classes, but also teach one-on-one. And so getting used to everybody's personality. You got different personalities. You got to find a way. And a way, to me, I think I'm kind of like a therapist, even though I don't want, I'm not, that's the main thing I do. But you got a lot of people that's dealing with a lot of stress. One thing since COVID, a lot of things change. And, I tell people that, if you can't invest in your health, then how are you going to pay for that house? How are you going to pay for, your kids' schooling? The main thing is your health. That's your main investment. But a lot of people don't see it that way. And so I think with COVID happening is it took a shift. It made everybody kind of realize, you know what? Life is short. Let me do what I need to do, but also let me invest in my health, because if I don't have my health, I can't get the wealth. And so with the day-to-day operations is basically reaching out. Like I do help out because I do work at a local small gym. So it's not a big corporate gym. And so the crazy thing is I'm the only Black person or person of color in that gym.
Wow.
Yeah. So in the particular area that I work at is majority Caucasian, no Black, very few Blacks. And so when people come in, they see me, they're like, "Oh, okay, we know Lex," And so the daily operations I help out with as far as reaching out. They have leads coming through. I reach out to the clients, try to get them scheduled to do something called a first step, to where we do like a physical assessment, see where their lean muscle mass is, body weight, and basically take them through a calisthenic assessment where they're using their own body weight. We're doing push-ups, sit-ups, and basically I'm looking at their form. I'm looking at strength areas of weakness that I can help improve. And then we also come back and we talk about the in-body scan and see the results of that, and basically offers our services to see if we can help them out. And from that point on, we try to get them on either a group session training or one-on-one session, depending on where they're at. But our whole process is to help them out through their journey.
So I know you mentioned dealing with all the different types of personalities. Would you say that's the hardest part of your job, or are there other things that are more challenging?
Well, more challenging is basically keeping people motivated. I tell everybody that it's a mental thing. Like just like with anything, if you want to do something in life, you really want it bad enough, you'll find a way to do it regardless, right? And so I deal with a lot of clients to basically try to get their mindset before they even work out, because a lot of people, they will go to the gym, they'll just do the bare minimum, or they won't go to the gym because they're like, hey, it's raining outside, I'll make it up some other day. And I tell people the main thing, it starts in your mind, because once you say that and you're like, hey, you'll make it up another day, then again, that's going to happen. It's going to be a new habit that's going to form. And then again, it gets more daunting and more daunting. And then you never work out. You're like, oh man, a year passed by and I shoulda, coulda, woulda. Now you got to do it all over again. And that's why I say in the beginning of the year, that's the biggest time nationwide for any gym or any personal trainer, because everybody has their New Year's resolutions.
Right,
I need to do this. I need to do this. Again, 2 or 3 months later, they're basically just stop and they do it all over again. I tell people, I'd rather you be consistent over a year, take baby steps, be consistent, versus taking a big jump, going all in, working out 5 times a day, and then you burn yourself out 2 to 3 months, and then it's back over again for the next year.
So would you say there's a parallel between you starting your business and that mindset, and then also someone wanting to do this? So is it all starting here in the head, like just getting your mind wrapped around that?
Yes, it is. It's one of those things that I realize that I'm a people person. So naturally, I love to communicate. I love to talk to people, and I love to help them. If there's anything that I can do to help them out, that's what I want to do. And so, part of being a trainer, I'm in front of groups of people. So, I don't have a speaking career, but it's great that earlier we had some speakers, but I just love speaking in front of people. And so I get that out with the group sessions, but also one-on-one, learning about people, where they're coming from, their hardships, and basically talking through, like, you can make it through anything. All right. Life is hard, right? But again, regardless what's in front of you, we can help. We're here to help you. And it's one of those things that help me out, because again, it shows me when I see my clients, like to try to get off the subject a little bit, I have a client that's 72 years old, right? And so when she came to me, she was fairly weak. She couldn't really do anything, but she's one of the ladies that's in that gym that's in her 70s. She has one of the highest records for doing a plank hold, and basically holding her plank up. She held it over for 5 minutes, and she's 72. And so when I see that, we tell people when they come to the gym that I work at, we have a big wall where people can write anything on there. So if they want to lose weight, they want to run a marathon, they want to bench press a certain amount of weight, or whatever it may be, we tell them to write it up there, because it's one thing to talk about it, but it's another thing to actually see it on a day-to-day basis. And so when they see that, they should be reminded every day, hey, you got this goal, you got this goal. Are you going to get there? Are you going to achieve it? And once they achieve it, I'll put up on the wall, and I'll put big stars around it. So when everybody walks through and they see that, I'm like, you did that, right? And so it's one of those things to talk about it, but it's another thing to put into action and make it a part of your day-to-day habit. And so any way that I can do to be a vessel to help people, that's what I want to do for them.
That's awesome. So along those lines, what are some of the goals for your business, and have you written those down?
Yes. And so right now, one of the things that I always wanted to do was a YouTube channel. And so I'm on the beginning stages. I started at the end of last year. But that's another thing that's for anybody that wants to start a business, as far as being an entrepreneur. Content. That's the big thing. Attention is everything. If they can get your attention, whether it's a social media ad or whatever it is, then eventually they will get you. And so that's the biggest thing. I read an article saying attention is more powerful than like cocaine, because everybody wants that attention. Everybody wants it. Everybody needs it. So right now, if you can market yourself where people are drawn to you and you got that attention, the sky's the limit. And so my next phase is I started a YouTube channel at the end of last year, and it's trying to get more consistent, learning more about YouTube, because it's always changing, but posting content that people want to see. So I'm in my 40s. And so at first, when I was doing my videos, it was pretty much for anybody. I didn't know what niche market I wanted to do. I was like, just fitness for everyone. But as I get older, I notice a lot of men, especially Black men, they're in their 30s and 40s and 50s and older, that need, someone to basically say, hey, you know what, get out there and do the work. This is how I do it. You can do it your way, but this is the way I prefer you to do it. Please subscribe to my channel and I can help you out. And so it's one of those things I just started. And right now I'm on the back scenes of working on a branding company to basically have merchandise, and also have my link to where you can do online sessions. So that's in the works right now. But it's just learning on an everyday basis. I go to the gym that I work at, And again, I get inspired by seeing other people work out, and they might be doing some of the stuff I know, or they might be doing something a little bit different that I might not have seen before. And all it takes is like, they did the same workout, but a little different. Let me find out about that. So every day is a learning experience for me.
That's awesome. So you have like a niche of people, the men that you're focused on. Although other people can use that information too, it's still the people you're serving. You have a specific focus. So those who are listening, so there may be some of those in your niche, but there may be others. What kinds of foods do you think that people should be thinking about when they're eating if they want to lose weight?
Definitely. So tell people, and it's something I'm speaking to myself too, because it's so much easier now. Like it's really a day and age, you really got to read your food, and you are what you eat. Even the stuff that basically says healthy, you still got to flip it over and read it, because again, it's all about marketing. And people, when they look at a package, because it says fat free or whatever, they're like, you know what, it's healthy for me, and they really don't do the research. So the day and time is to really sit down, take some time to read what you're eating, but also you want to eat rich, dense foods, right? Every day, which I'm guilty of it too, is just, it's easier to go get some fast food. Not knocking fast food. There's a time and place for it, but don't make it a consistent habit where it's their everyday thing. To where I have some clients coming out, it's like, what'd you have for the last 6 days? Oh, McDonald's this day, Arby's this day, Carl's Jr. this day. All right, well, that's not going to be good for you, all right? I heard the quote, they said, either you paying for it now or you're going to pay for it later, all right? So a lot of people, when they look at whatever investment it may be, especially about their health, oh, that's too expensive. I can't afford training. I can't afford a gym. Well, do you want to be later on in your life, have hospital bills that you can't afford? So you really got to talk to people and have that serious conversation with them. But you want to really look for nutrient-rich foods. And the rule of thumb is, if you can't pronounce it, don't eat it. So a lot of ingredients, artificial things out there, sweeteners, that you can't even pronounce the word. So if you can't pronounce the word, don't eat it. Stick to whole foods that you can pronounce: fruits, vegetables, chicken breast, lean beef, eggs, yogurt, cottage cheese. Stick with the whole foods. Get the right fats. We're told back in the day fat was bad for you, but you have good fats and bad fats. And so basically keep it simple. Don't make it too complex, because a lot of people kind of get overwhelmed, like, oh, I can't eat this, I can't eat this. And they just shoot everything out to the side, because it's that day and age. It's about information. And again, they might read an article and saying this is bad for you, this is bad for you. So a good rule of thumb is eat whole foods. And also, if you can't pronounce the ingredient, don't eat it. Just keep it that simple.
Yeah. And you made a very good point. Like, you could pay for those good foods now.
Yeah.
Or you could pay for the doctor's bills later. So it's up to you which one you want to pay, right?
That is so true. That is so true.
So along those lines, would you say that some of your clients' expectations are unrealistic?
You do, yes, you do. You have to bring them back to reality. I get men and women, but I get a lot of men that come in here and they talk about their glory days back when they were in football and college and high school, and how they ran the track, and and I want to get there, I can do that again. And they're like 50 years old, not trying to say that you can't do it, but it's going to be harder. And so you got to realize, hey, you know what? That's awesome. For example, I had a client, he was, almost 300 pounds. He's like, I want to lose 100 pounds by the beginning of summer. And I'm like, well, hold up. Unless you did some surgery, that's not going to happen. So you got to break it down to them. It's like, average people lose about 1 pound to 2 pounds per week, depending on your workout regimen. And you don't want to lose weight too quick, because that's not good for you as well. So you want to make sure you give them some realistic goals to shoot for, give them smaller goals, attain, and then keep doing the smaller goals until eventually, over that course of time, you'll look back and say, hey, you know what? I did come a long ways. One of the things that I do tell clients, which is kind of cliche, is take a picture of yourself. And so when I first started working out, that was one of the things one of the trainers told me, was to have clients take pictures of themselves and don't look at that picture for like 3 to 4 months after they've been working out, eating better, right? A lot of people are like, oh, I don't want to do it. I don't want to do it. That's stupid. Take a picture. It's very powerful. I had one of my clients that's still with me today. She's in her 60s. Her name's Tammy. She finally took a picture. It took a long time. She's like, I'm not doing it. I'm not doing it. Take a picture. She finally took a picture maybe 3 weeks after meeting her. And I said, don't look at that picture. Now we're going to get working out. We're going to eat better. Look at that picture 4 months from now. She looked at it. She was just like, oh my God, I can fit my clothes. And that's amazing. So don't knock the time, because I know we're in a time in the era of instant gratification, especially for the younger generation. They want it just like now. And it does not happen like that. And if it does happen like that, you got to look out. It's going to be some issues or complications. it does take some time. It does take some work, and you got to understand everybody's body is different. You can't look at, the Kim K's and all the celebrities and say, well, they did it and they did it. Why can't I do it? You're different. Your DNA is different. Right now, I'm currently taking a class and a certification. It's something that just came out. It's DNA-based fitness training. So certain markers that people have, maybe an enhanced gene or a low gene, depending on what kind of foods they eat and what kind of workouts they do, it's going to be something to actually structure a workout specifically for them and their DNA type versus one shoe fits all. And so with me, like I said, I'm constantly trying to learn something. I'll be the first to tell you, I don't know everything, but I'm willing to learn it. And so the most important thing is your mindset and consistency. As long as you have that mindset and consistency, you can make through anything.
Excellent. So with that, because you mentioned the DNA, so that's new technology that we've come onto, right? But then there's other technology. So I teach technology and I love all the new gadgets and things that come out. So I know that there are a ton of fitness apps out there and all kinds of things like that. So tell us first, what do you think of these apps? And what is the difference between these apps and you as a personal trainer? And then also, do you think that at some point that would make you obsolete?
Yeah, so that's a question that was asked before by me and other personal trainers. And the apps are great. You do have clients that's like, you know what? Hey, I have an app. I don't need personal training. All the power's all to you, right? But the other thing is too, are you really going to push yourself? All right. The thing is, I can't look over there and say, hey, you got an app. Are you doing the workouts at a sin? Are you making shortcuts? Or like, what are you doing? Are you using proper form? Because they can say, hey, I have the app all day and I'm doing it. And again, some people, it works really well for them. But again, you're going to need that. I believe they're going to need that one-on-one connection eventually. Now, it's good to have, your personal, if you're on a busy schedule, you need your apps and everything. That is great. I think there's nothing wrong with that. But you need somebody to help push you or hold you accountable. Again, did you do your workouts? Did you do what the app said? Did you do half of the workout and just cut out early? Did you use proper form? Or did you really give it your all? And so one of the things with that personal touch is I'm pushing people. I actually see what they're doing. I can see their form. And I'm actually pushing them and say, all right, I know that app said you're done. Give me one more. Oh, I can't do it. Yes, you can. So actually just holding people accountable, saying that, hey, you know what? That personal touch is going to get you there. Because again, we're only going to do what we want to do. We're not going to push past something that the app said we're done. All right. Because a lot of people, it's so funny that you mentioned that. I have a lot of clients that have the Apple Watch and they got the rings. I don't have an Apple Watch, but they said, all right, my workout is done. It's like 30 minutes into the session and we still got 30 minutes left. And I'm like, nope, you're not done. I know the watch said that, but we're still not done. We got to push you a little bit more. And so it's good. I think it's good, but then again, you will need that human touch. And I believe, like I said, I don't think the personal trainer, the one-on-one touch, it will be effective, but I don't believe it's going to be obsolete. It's going to be people still that needs that. Kind of off the subject, I used to work insurance a long time ago, right? So you had the people, I would say more the old school, that want the people, the one-on-one connection. They wanted the touch. Then you have the younger generation. Hey, you know what? I can go online. I got a virtual agent and I can get my insurance and I can get all my information online. But you still need that human connection. And I believe that's something that we all need. We're social creatures. We need that one-on-one contact. So I believe there's a time and place for the apps and everything like that. I'm not knocking it. But again, you're going to need those ones that have that one-on-one touch and that connection with people.
So along those lines of that one-on-one touch, if someone wanted to reach out to you to use your services, how would they get in contact with you?
So right now, all I have right now is my YouTube page and my Instagram, but I'm working on the back scenes to get me a website. So right now, if you want to look at some of the videos I have, you can go to YouTube and type in Flexing Fitness All-Stars. And Flexing is spelled Flexin Fitness All-Stars. And now I have a few videos up there. And you can also go to my Instagram page where I post some more videos. And you can also see some of the group videos that I do with the clients that I train in my group sessions at my first and last name, which is Alexis Sales Official. And that's ALEXIS Sales, SAYLES Official on Instagram.
Well, we thank you so much for coming onto the Black Business Network and sharing what you do. I'm sure you're going to get people reaching out to you, and we thank you again. So don't forget that genius is common, and we'll see you on the other side.
All right. Thank you.
Thank you. So just a reminder to all of you that are listening, the Black Business Expo's mission is to raise funds for high school seniors going to college or K through 12 entrepreneurs. The expo is a fundraiser for students. So you may want to go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com to donate to the scholarship fund or use the Cash App. So on Cash App, it has that little $sign and it's capital B like boy, X like X-ray, USA. That's B like boy, X like X-ray, USA. Our goal is to give laptops and up to $5,000 to 10 students, and students can register at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com. We thank you so much for listening. We have more great speakers coming later on, so we hope you stay tuned in. And remember, genius is common, and I'll see you on the other side.
Prepare for what's coming and dominate in economic winter. Stand strong and thrive by showcasing your great products and services globally through the Black Business Network and Black Business Olympics. The Black Business Network has showcased over 2,000 companies with over $7 billion in sales each year. Over 10 million attendees have viewed the rebroadcast each month. Through the Black Business Olympics, unique styles of business training and mentoring are turning students into business owners and entrepreneurial warriors who will dominate in any economy. Gain the ultimate advantage of the Black Business Olympics, 7 days of unbelievable topics and speakers speaking around the globe. Donate your time and experience to provide expertise and scholarships to students worldwide and change the world. Now, more than ever, new insights, tools, strategies, and capabilities are needed. This is your chance for a major presentation to the world. Fill out the form and join the more than 2,000 speakers who have presented to over 200 countries. Join the Black Business Network streaming live into the Metaverse, STEM City, Black Multiverse Enterprises, Hulu, Amazon, YouTube, iHeartRadio, Apple, Facebook, LinkedIn, Pod TV, IBM TV, Spotify, and Google Podcasts. Sign up today. Spaces are limited, and we will see you there.
The Black Business Expo is changing my life. This year, they are giving away laptops and even $5,000 in cash to students just like me. I'm Alexis, and I want to go to college to fulfill my dream of becoming an entrepreneur. Help the Black Business Expo going to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com and also becoming a vendor, a sponsor, or donating.
You know how a lot of people say that being successful is a great thing? Well, it really is. Yet having a successful mindset is the thing that propels people to their ultimate success. Now, many of us get stagnated. So, have you been stagnated and stuck from realizing your dreams because of fears and uncertainties and your mind telling you what if, and you never move into action? Well, you don't have to be stuck anymore. You can break free from the mind's default framework of backing down and freezing on the track to success. When doubts and difficulties arise, I've got something for you. It's called Harnessing Your Thoughts, Take the Reins, Control Your Life, and Win. And this new book is going to help you to cultivate critical thinking skills and harness those thoughts that you need to take back your control of everyday situations and win. So come and get your book on Amazon July 4th, 2023. It's coming to you to help you enhance your mindset like never before. This powerful book is going to give you the strategies, tips, and tools that you need to really harness your thoughts, take the reins, control your life, because it's time for you to win.
When you feel like you're about to hate yourself, love someone. And when you feel like you're about to hate someone, love yourself. And when you feel like it's the end of the world, breathe and remember that you have to go inhale in order to exhale deep. Like a person who thinks too much, I thought about the word genius and thought, genie in us. Then I thought, if there's a genie, then there must be wishes. So I made a wish upon my genius and became inspired to write a piece about war and the way that it destroys worlds, boys and girls weeping over spirits no longer married to the corpses that carried them as child, laughing, funny. How air forces its way back in even when we just want to exhale. Well, I didn't finish that poem because I'm a firm believer in oneness. So no matter how much I disliked the military, I kept coming to the conclusion that all the soldiers in the army are me. So I went back to my genie and I made another wish. I wished for words that would uplift. The genie sent me poems that sounded more like spaceships, because you know we've been working this great shit and we ain't made shit. I wished we could buy us a spaceship that fly so high that we no longer need to exhale, because we in heaven fly so far and so fast into outer space that we end up turning into energy. G for genius, for genie, for magic, as you are, as you were, and as you always will be, made of the same star that you see as far, but in fact so close enough for us to shoot for, because Lord knows we need something to shoot for, because too often we are shot at. We gotta pay attention, to buy time, to train ourselves to shoot back, not like bullets but like stars. Make wishes on the genie that you are, the genie in us, the genius in you, the only person on this earth smart enough to make the dreams that you hope for come true. So what we have to do is when we get in a spot, we need to create some spots for us. That's the main thing. We need to be able to be in a position where we're able to create those spots for us. For me, being an entrepreneur, I'm not just going to get a business and then leave you sitting high and dry. If you ask me some questions about entrepreneurship, I'm going to give you as much as I've received. I've seen people who made it, and then when you ask them, it's like, okay, now you have to pay me for the information, the same information I got for free. We probably in totally different cities. There's no way that we're going to bump heads or anything. We're not competing. Bring me up with you. And so I just think that whatever education that I have, then I need to be able to give that to my own as well. So create the spots. You can create the spots when you get there.
Dr. Eric Kelly III and a host of phenomenal speakers from all around the globe for this 7-day virtual event that you don't want to miss.
The mission of the Black Business Expo is to raise scholarship money from kids all the way from high school all the way from college. The Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the world. It is an opportunity for businesses and companies to showcase their businesses globally. We are going to be giving away laptops up to $5,000 away to students. Again, I'm Olivia Appleberry, the founder of 2 Cents Finance and one of the speakers for the expo. I am so excited to see you there. For more info, go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090 and hope to see you there.
I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black business. I am Black business. Tell me, are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo. One of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black business.
I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black business. I am Black business. Are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090. I am Black business. I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black business. I am Black business. Are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090. I am Black business. I am.
Over the past few years, we've seen the growth of existing and new initiatives focused on financial inclusion, building global networks, and reducing the wealth gap in response to the idea there's not enough seats at the table. Whether their outcomes are to increase the representation of Black executives on corporate boards, ensure an inclusive global economy, or to create new U.S. African commercial pathways, the strategies are often carried out by separate programs. The question is, should they be? With the continent of Africa being home to more than half of the world's fastest growing economies, the youngest workforce, over 400 companies generating more than $1 billion annually, 700 generating more than $500 million annually that are poised for growth, and being the destination of nearly $5 billion in venture capital in 2021. The diversifying U.S. and Africa commercial engagement by building bridges between African businesses and their U.S. diaspora should begin being seen as mutually beneficial. From helping to reduce Africa's enormous capital gap to catalyzing two-way trade opportunities, the COVID-19 global pandemic hopefully has taught us that global challenges and opportunities are more interconnected than we thought. During the pandemic, African companies like Unicorn Flutterwave, insurance provider Reliance Health, ride-hailing app Yasir, and 54Gene, the continent's first bank of DNA on people of African descent, proved that when African companies have access to networks, capital, and information, they grow big, grow fast, and create solutions that are valuable to the world. This is why Be Direct was created. We are the first U.S.-based but African-centric board preparedness and board search company designed to connect U.S. Black talent and corporations to African businesses. Unique and fundamental to Be Direct's success is our process of helping board candidates adapt their experience and networks to an African context before they're connected to high-growth companies that are looking to locally and globally scale. From our focus groups with African business execs and government leaders, we don't ignore the sentiment that business is easy, but people are hard. Having a pool of board candidates with hard-to-access networks and extensive experience across the business life cycle, including successfully raising capital, is table stakes for an initiative like this. So yes, we have that. But corporate or entrepreneurial success in the U.S. does not guarantee success in Africa. Developed alongside industry partners on the continent, our training program, Be Direct Prep, is designed to transpose their experience to create cultural comfort, understanding, and a commitment to helping businesses in Africa scale. Our board governance sessions are African continental and country specific, integrated with cultural awareness and dexterity training, masterclasses led by African industry execs, and mentoring and coaching from African continental-based facilitators. But even more unique to Be Direct Prep, we cap off our training program with an immersion trip to help candidates that have not been to Africa before see and feel Africa's complexity and opportunity from African soil. We all know traditional network-based board placement has historically left a lot of us out of ever really being in the paid board pipeline. Our strategy supports the work of many great organizations that are successfully filling seats at U.S. board tables by creating more tables for those that are still left on the sideline. It's time to start seeing the role and value of U.S. Black talent and businesses on the continent of Africa differently. Old perceptions and habits limit economic inclusion. Let's transition Black talent and the African businesses they will support from the periphery of the global economy to its core. Living in a global lockdown, we all know now how fast local and global economies can change, and see the value of having businesses that hire, strengthen local value chains, and even grow globally. Status quo in any form holds back progress. We must democratize U.S.-Africa commercial engagement by socially and economically connecting cultures that have long been disconnected. It's time for Africa's U.S. diaspora to redefine their global value by helping African businesses scale continentally and globally.
Did you know a typical passenger vehicle that has a fuel economy of about 22 miles per gallon and drives about 11,500 miles per year emits about 4.6 metric tons of carbon dioxide on an annual basis? In order to save this planet we call home, we have to make an immediate change in the way we navigate everyday life. Derrick Automotive is that change. Our ambition is to build full-size, near-zero emission electric drive vehicles that don't rely on the electric grid. Derrick Automotive makes driving an electric vehicle extremely convenient without sacrificing a sleek, modern design that is sure to capture the attention wherever you go. Make the choice to take part in a movement to help preserve our planet today. Choose Derrick Automotive. Visit us on the web today to learn more.
In the heart of America, there are dreams waiting to be realized. Dreams of owning a home, creating a haven for families, and building a future. Yet, there are 13 million mortgage-ready home buyers and nearly 20 million renter households who have the credit and income to qualify for a mortgage but remain left out of the home buying process. These potential home buyers are in urban and rural America, where dreams should flourish. The big banks, the giants of finance, have all exited the mortgage lending business, decreasing their lending footprints across America. They are no longer present and active in these communities. Instead of offering opportunities for home ownership, some of these banks have chosen a different path. They have decided to become mega landlords. They have chosen to invest billions of dollars in rental homes, leaving potential home buyers with fewer options and stuck in a cycle of renting without the chance to build equity and create a legacy for their families. Here is the shocking truth. A report issued by the Home Ownership Council of America revealed that if lenders were to step forward and serve this underserved market, they could conservatively increase their loan volume by $1.5 trillion. $1.5 trillion. This is $1 trillion business opportunity, ripe for the taking. That's why I Have a Dream Home is here. We support the American dream of home ownership in urban and rural America. We believe in the power of social consciousness and the impact it can have on people's lives. Investing in urban and rural America is not just good business sense. It's a moral imperative. Our mission is clear. Become the go-to mortgage lender in these communities. Create a pathway to home ownership for all Americans, breaking the cycle of poverty by empowering families to build wealth, stabilizing our communities, and taking pride in our country. I Have a Dream Home. Unlocking dreams, transforming communities, and rewriting the story of American home ownership. For more information, scan the QR code or visit our website at www.ihaveadreamhome.gold.
I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black business. I am Black business. Are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black business.
Good afternoon, Black business owners, entrepreneurs, thought leaders, and corporations. Welcome to the Black Business Network. My name is Helene Joseph. I am your business moderator for this afternoon on the Black Business Network. The Black Business Network is a 24-hour business network showcasing Black businesses, Black business owners, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders worldwide. We have speakers from North Carolina, London, Singapore, Africa, Japan, and cities all over the United States. The Black Business Network is a global community sharing its business knowledge to empower, inspire, and educate businesses about business. Today, I present to you Bishop Alicia Collins.
Hello.
Hi, Bishop Alicia. How are you?
Fine, and you? How are you doing today?
I'm doing well. Thank you so much for asking.
Wonderful, wonderful.
Awesome. So I had a chance to read your bio, and it is very extensive. And so I figured we'd just jump right into it today. Would you tell us?
Let's do it.
Awesome. Perfect. So tell us who you are in 3 words.
I am a survivor. I'm a miracle, and I'm relentless.
Tell us maybe one thing that you survived. Like, what makes you a survivor?
Okay. In 2020, I got COVID. Not only did I get COVID, I'll say this briefly. On the 18th of December 2020, I went to the hospital. By the 23rd, I was placed on a ventilator. I skipped Christmas. I skipped New Year's. By January 3rd of 2021, I died for up to 15 minutes. Then on 6 days later, I died again for 3 to 5 minutes. And I did not come out the coma until 20 days later. So from the 9th to January 29th of 2021, I didn't come out. That's when I actually came awake from the coma after dying. And they told my daughter to pull the plug and all that stuff. But I'm still here. So that's why I'm a miracle.
Amazing. Well, very glad to have you here with us today. So
Glad
since
to
you've
be here.
awesome. So since you've survived so much already, would you name a few of your business accomplishments with us?
Yes. Before I even had a bout with COVID, I survived cancer. And I built this thing called with a business mentor at the Mount Vernon Chamber of Commerce in Mount Vernon, New York. The president, Omar Fields, actually gave me the name Everything Lemonade because I wanted to actually celebrate other survivors of cancer, domestic violence, and other things that were needed in our communities to bring hope and to provide scholarships for students who lost their parents through some kind of tragedy. So we came up with Everything Lemonade at the chamber, and it's taken off since then. And this has been since 2016.
Okay. So definitely some good track record there and a great purpose behind that work.
Yes.
So congratulations on
Yes. On
that.
top of that, I'm sorry. On top of that, I'm a pastor. I just
Yep.
became a bishop in 2022. And so I started like in 2009 pastoring the Gates of Praise, and we transitioned the name to Empowered People in Christ, which is also known as EPIC, where I do a lot of community service.
Awesome. I think that segues really well into the next question that I
Uh-huh.
had for you. I wanted to know your perspective on why it's important to marry ministry and the marketplace.
Well, before I met Mr. Fields, what used to happen was I did ministry and I pastored and preached, and then I had to see a way to balance the church economically. Because we as pastors, we always ask for tithes and offering, but if our people are not empowered to make money, then we cannot actually help them, ask them for money. So I had to find ways to get into the marketplace and actually empower people with the knowledge of starting their own businesses, their LLCs, their non-for-profits, and getting what they needed to actually empower their financial status and knowing their credit scores, having insurance, and all the stuff that makes church easy.
Okay. And just to piggyback off of that, then, how long have you been in the nonprofit business? Because I know it's not easy to start a nonprofit and to keep it going. So,
Well, I actually started the church in 2009. But
okay.
so I've been pastoring since 2009. But Everything Lemonade started in, I think we changed the name. It used to be the event used to be just an event. So we coined the name about 2017, Everything Lemonade. So I've been doing that nonprofit part of it since 2017.
Okay, nice. And maybe share one really quick takeaway. Like, what's the best takeaway so far from it?
Helping people, whether it's spiritual, natural, or financial, it's just helping people get to where they should be.
Okay. I love that. There's one thing that I try to remember is that, in order to be great, you have to be of service to many, right? And
Right.
so, as a leader in the nonprofit space, why do you choose to develop the nonprofit first before a business?
Well, because I was already doing nonprofit through the church. And
Okay.
so it was easier. I am, in my heart of hearts, I'm a philanthropist with other people's money. And
That's
so
great.
I love to empower young people with education because I was a school teacher. I taught mathematics for many years in the New York City school system. But I realized that the best way to empower people is to show them how to make money. There's an old adage that say you give a man a fish, he eat for a day. But if you teach him how to fish, he's going to eat for a lifetime. And so if you teach people how to get money, how to empower themselves, what to look for in their credit scores, what to get rid of, what to do so that they can go to the banks and get the money, or they can go to crowdfunding. They can go to asking investors to help invest in their dreams. And that's what we try to do with Geniuses Common, and Dr. Kelly is trying to do with businesses, because we're trying to get people the knowledge that they need, that they don't have to do a 9 to 5. And with this day and age of the kind of young people, they're not trying to sit in an office. And I have to minister to that. I've ministered to for more than 20 years, and I've seen the change. And most young people are not. They are internet savvy, and if you can't come to them on their platform or their level, then you become obsolete and you're not able to be relatable to them. So I want to always be relative to the audience that I'm speaking to.
That's very important. You have to meet people where they are, right? Because
Absolutely.
They're not going to come to you. You have to go to them and take the message to them.
Certainly, they're not coming to the church.
That's fine. So you mentioned to me that you were an educator, and so
Yes.
now that you're in the business of reaching out to more people, what types of messages are you writing in your books?
Well, a message of hope. I wrote 3 books, and the first book is about me surviving cancer. I'm going to show it. It's called He Squeezed the Survivor Out of Me. The second book was called Give Me 15, Surviving Death Twice, a Modern Day Miracle. Last year, I penned this book, Give Me 15, The Time I Fell Asleep. I'm also penning a book now currently called Give Me 15, The Journey of My Guest. In all of my books, I showed how I beat the odds of illness and lack of faith. Each area of your life, sometimes we like to keep faith separate from business. We're going to talk business all the time. But in marrying the marketplace, you got to have faith for those days when the calls don't come, when the orders don't come, when you don't get the views that you need, when you don't get the customer or clients that you need. You got to have something to keep you pushing into your dream. And some people have to realize that you have to go beyond just saying what you're going to do. You got to go beyond just praying about it. You got to do something about it. So how do we get people to bridge to that? We marry the two. We give them the information that they need to be successful on both sides.
Awesome. I believe that's a very powerful message. And I noticed a trend. I noticed Give Me 15. Would you tell us a little bit more about Give Me 15?
Well, like I said, when I had my COVID bout on January 3rd, I died for up to 15 minutes.
Okay.
So I couldn't really write. In the first book that I wrote, I actually wrote what happened to my body and all the people that were praying for me throughout the COVID thing. They, like the doctor said, they told my daughter to pull the plug because I would not be able to come back. I had died for too long. Anyone who dies medically for more than 7 minutes, they render them a vegetable. So they kind of told my daughter, you might as well pull the plug and make plans for the funeral because she is not going to be any good like this. I don't think you would want her in a vegetative state. But my daughter had faith. She did not pull the plug. And she reminded everybody, listen, my daughter said we weren't going to be lost to COVID. My mom is coming home. And she reiterated that message that I had preached back in March of 2020 constantly. She just kept telling people who had doubts. And the church itself was praying for me. My leader, Archbishop Eric Figueroa, shout out to New Life Tabernacle, New Life Covenant Fellowship. All these pastors and preachers were praying for me. Not only that, there were people in the hospital praying for me. All these people, they were in the marketplace, but they were doing ministry. And so it's important that whenever you go through a crisis, it's just the opportunity to show the greatness of God, I believe. And so my crisis caused a prayer revival in my city. And then when I came through, I had so many people saying, I pray for you, I pray for you, I pray for you. And that line is still praying for me to this day. And now I've rejoined the line and I pray for others to get their miracle.
Yes, and we are very grateful that your daughter had strong faith and she was grounded in her faith to, allow you to be here with us today. And so I believe you have a powerful message to share in your book. So tell us where the viewers can purchase your book.
They can go to the website, everythinglemonade.org, or they can go to Amazon and purchase the books.
Okay, awesome. And I highly encourage everyone to go out and support. I believe that the message in there would be, life changing to anyone who reads it. And you already mentioned to us a little bit about how you coined the phrase everything lemonade. So now tell me who inspires you the most and where do you get your inspiration from on a daily basis?
My daughter. And the reason why I say that is because when she did not have the backing of what she thought people would back her, she had to rely on her faith and what I taught her, to actually have enough strength to say, I'm not going to pull the plug. And sometimes we have to make some very hard choices. And she inspires me every day. She challenged me every day to be better than I was yesterday, to come back. She's one of the main reasons why I fought so hard in the rehab, because I wanted to be with her. It was something about knowing that I would see my daughter again. And let me say this, my daughter received COVID from me. So she was in the hospital at the same time. The day before I went on a ventilator, they asked me to sign a DNR. And I said, I'm not signing no DNR for my daughter. Y'all better keep her alive. That's my only child. Unbeknownst to me, they also asked her to sign and DNR for me. And she said the same thing. She replied the same way. So we had the faith to believe we could come through this, although it was very grave. And actually, I'm not supposed to be here. But she inspires me to be a better woman, to be a better example, to be a better leader. She inspires me. There are so many young women that are inspired, but it's because of her that I do what I do.
One day I hope to meet her. She sounds very inspirational, and I'm sure she's doing a lot of really great work in the community. And so we have come to the end of our segment. We want to thank you so much for your time. So please let the viewers know where they should find you.
Yes, I'm on social media on Facebook. I'm on YouTube under my name, Alicia Gibbs Collins. So Facebook, on Instagram, I'm at Pastor Alicia C, or at Everything Lemonade. I'm on YouTube. Also, I have another group called United We Pray that was started out of the pandemic, where I prayed for people every single day until I got COVID. That's a story within itself, but that's where you all can find me.
Awesome. So we want to thank you again for your time, and we are going to wrap up today's session with Bishop Collins. And I want you to remember that genius is common, and we will see you on the other side.
Thank you for having me.
Thank you. Of course.
Hey, Ivanka Farabi here. I'm the founder and executive director of Beyond the Shackles. We're a nonprofit that instills hope in the incarcerated, disenfranchised, and their families. But we don't stop there, because what we know is that you don't have to spend one day behind physical bars to be in shackles in your heart and your mind. And we help people to rise up. What is my genius? I'm a life elevation coach and strategist. I'm a motivational speaker, and I help people to navigate the difficult terrain of adversity. Do you know that you can build the most beautiful masterpiece from the rubble that might lie at your feet from the most difficult of times? Well, you can. And I help people to walk out their God-given plans and find their genius. Why? Everybody has genius, because genius is common.
Hi, I'm Barbara Smith. Genius is common. My genius is executive coaching and professional corporate training. As the master executive coach and corporate training ambassador for the Genius is Common movement, I help business owners craft their stories in such a way that you know exactly what they do, what they have, and what they bring to the table. Many times as business owners, we are asked, so what do you do for a living? And we could be crushing in our businesses, but we're not quite sure exactly what to say in a short amount of time. Well, I help you take those stories that are the reason why you're in business and why you're so passionate about your business and craft them in such a way that people are drawn to you as opposed to being repelled by you. Because every conversation, every time you talk to someone about your business, you are excited about it. But are you really conveying what you do, what you have, and what you bring to the table? And do really people understand why you care so much and why they should care that you have the solution to their problem? Well, I'm here to help you with that. As a master storyteller, I can help you with your stories and spin them in such a way that they are intriguing and fascinating. People want to listen to you talk about your business. That's why at the Genius is Common movement, I am the master executive coach and professional training ambassador. That's my genius. And genius? Oh yeah, it's common.
You are watching The View from Hampton U, exploring Hampton University's rich history, the past, present, and promising future.
Welcome to Hampton University and The View from Hampton U. Today we're going to examine a movement that is said to be taking the nation by storm. The Genius is Common movement has emboldened young people throughout the nation, and that has also happened here at Hampton University. Let's take a look at what some of our students have to say about being a genius.
Hi, my name is Gavin Harden, and my genius is to be able to give off positive vibes and spread a smile. Genius is common.
My name is Brianna Lomax, and my genius is artistic expression through writing and showing compassion to everyone I meet. Genius is common.
My name is Atia Strange, and my genius is the power of expression. Art is universal. I sing, I draw, I film, I photograph. Genius is common.
My name is Maya Harris, and my genius consists of all the gifts that God has given to me. I am a giver, I am passionate about bringing ideas to life, and I have mastered the concept of finding the good in everything. Genius is common.
My name is Diamond Sidney. My genius is acknowledging the beauty in my own mistakes while challenging others to do the same in order to cultivate and grow. Genius is common.
My name is Almajid Edwards. A lot of people think genius is about being talented or being smart. It's not true. Genius is about influence. Whether it's an equation, whether you're reading or writing, research, harmonies, what have you, genius is about the opportunity, the moment of impact where you can influence another person and uplift them. My genius is poetry. Genius is common.
Hampton University has a long-standing history of supporting geniuses and the movements that they create. For example, General Chapman Armstrong established this great institution in 1868. And did you know that Booker T. Washington was also an alum of Hampton University? I could go on and on about the geniuses who've come through these doors and have exited to go out into the world to make a great difference. That's what's important to us. That's what's important about the Genius is Common movement. What is your genius? You should take the time to think about that today. So thank you for watching The View from Hampton U. And remember, genius is truly common.
Black Business Expo's mission is to raise funds for high school seniors going to college or K through 12 entrepreneurs. This expo is a fundraiser for students. Please, you may go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com to donate to the scholarship fund or use the Cash App at $BBXUSA. Our goal is to give laptops and up to $5,000 to 10 students. Students can register online at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com. Every dollar counts. Please donate to the Black Business Expo USA Scholarship Fund.
The Black Businesses Expo's mission is to raise funds for high school students going to college or K through 12 entrepreneurs. This expo is a fundraiser for students. You may go to www.blackbusinessexpo.com to donate to the scholarship fund or use the Cash App that's on the bottom of this screen with $BBXUSA. Our goal is to give laptops and up to $5,000 to 10 students. Students can register online at www.blackbusinessexpo.usa.com. Every dollar counts, so we want to remind you to donate to the scholarship fund. We want to thank our sponsors for the Black Business Expo USA for June 2023. So NC100, Moody Capital Partners, Suede Soul, Lotus Ritchie Clothing and Training, Carolina, Virginia Minority Supplier Development Council, Step Management, BHS and Associates, Margie McLean Foundation Incorporated, Geniuses Common, Earth Essentials, Malane Shanai Global, Executive Women's Success Institute, The Quality Coaching Company, Superwoman Business Services, Creative Force Studios, Lee Entertainment, Artistic App Design, Black Business Expo USA. Genius is common, and I'll see you on the other side.
Prepare for what's coming and dominate in economic winter. Stand strong and thrive by showcasing your great products and services globally through the Black Business Network and Black Business Olympics. The Black Business Network has showcased over 2,000 companies with over $7 billion in sales each year. Over 10 million attendees have viewed the rebroadcast each month. Through the Black Business Olympics, unique styles of business training and mentoring are turning students into business owners and entrepreneurial warriors who will dominate in any economy. Gain the ultimate advantage of the Black Business Olympics, 7 days of unbelievable topics and speakers speaking around the globe. Donate your time and experience to provide expertise and scholarships to students worldwide and change the world. Now, more than ever, new insights, tools, strategies, and capabilities are needed. This is your chance for a major presentation to the world. Fill out the form and join the more than 2,000 speakers who have presented to over 200 countries. Join the Black Business Network streaming live into the Metaverse, STEM City, Black Multiverse Enterprises, Hulu, Amazon, YouTube, iHeartRadio, Apple, Facebook, LinkedIn, Pod TV, IBM TV, Spotify, and Google Podcasts. Sign up today. Spaces are limited, and we will see you there.
that people always ask me is, what is art? And I say art is something that someone creates from nothing, and it's their inner feelings in terms of how they feel. And it's something that should not be judged and cannot be judged by anyone other than that person that did the particular piece of work. Any work that's created in that manner, to me, is art. When you ask me about abstract expressionism, I say abstract expressionism is a form of art that merges abstract and expressionist art together. And that's one of the things that I've tried to do in my work in terms of the journey to the actual painting. When you begin to look at my work, one of the things that I want you to recognize and look for is, what do the bold lines do? My favorite colors are black and brown and white. And you'll see in my work that you'll see that black, you'll see that brown, and of course you'll see that white. The white to give the joy of highlighting the piece, and then of course the black to define and give you the boldness and the strength in the piece. When you begin to analyze the colors that I utilize, I always use colors to kind of give you a tone or an emotion about the piece. So the different kinds of colors that you will see in this particular show are going to be the colors that are going to be bringing forth an idea. One of the things that we did on this DVD of this show was we're online, and you can go to my website at www.kellyworldwide.com, or you can email me at erickelly45@gmail. But we went online and we had people to tune into the show and ask them what colors would they like for me to use. And of course, the colors that they asked for, we utilized those colors. Those colors were red, orange, green, and white. And we added an additional color of blue and gold. And that's what you're going to get on this particular piece. We had a survey of people that they wanted me to paint, and everybody came back with the Beyoncés, the Barack Obamas, the stars of the now. And what we chose was Beyonce. So that's the piece that we're doing. We hope that you enjoy the artwork that we have created. And in this DVD, you also will see other pieces that I've created, and hopefully that you will enjoy this show. And if you're looking to have me to come to your gallery or to your museum, I can be contacted at 919-308-9090. And of course, as I always say, love without happiness, there's no peace of mind. My name is Eric Kelly III. I hope you enjoy the show, and I look forward to meeting you, and I hope you enjoy my work. When discussing abstract expressionist work, one of the things that I had to do was do some research. And that research led me to abstract expressionism. Figurative drawing is a part of what I do. I use parody and I use satire when I do my pieces. And so what I did was I joined those four pieces together. A lot of times people ask me, how did I discover abstract expressionist artwork? When I say I didn't discover it, it's something that's been here all the time. I just have taken it and expanded on it to make it an art form that I utilize for my subject matter through my journey. When I was 4 years old, my grandmother gave me a pencil. We were sitting in church. I think she thought I just was going to scribble, but I began to draw the choir. Later on, as I matured, she said that picture that I drew, the first one that I drew, looked like people in the choir. And so with that thought, I kept drawing. Drew through junior high school, created some nice pieces that won some awards, and continued to draw. But drawing and painting was not my focus. My focus was education and history. History was something that I really enjoyed, and I pressed forward to be a history major. I wanted to be a history major in college, as a matter of fact. But when I got to high school, I was going through high school, and three of my teachers saw me one day, and one of the teachers was my art teacher during my senior year, Mrs. Dowd. And Mrs. Dowd said that I need to talk to you. And I didn't know what she was talking about, and she took me into the teacher's lounge. And in those days, going into the teacher's lounge was major. And so while in the teacher's lounge, Miss Corbett joined her, and Miss Cousins, my history teacher, and my English teacher. And they sat me down and they said, well, you're not going to graduate. Knowing me the kind of guy I was, I wanted to graduate. And they said, well, the only way you're going to graduate is you're going to have to draw more. Because Ms. Dowd tells us that you come in class, you have a good time with all the students, and then you draw or do the project better than anybody in the class the last day when the project is due. And so she's interested in you doing more art. And so I took the challenge that year, my senior year, 1975, and I drew every night before I went to bed. I drew Macbeth, I drew the Greeks, the Romans. I drew all of the stories that we studied. And for Mrs. Cousins, who was a Black history teacher, I drew about the transatlantic slave trade. I drew about slavery. I drew about the Reconstruction. I drew about Martin Luther King's and the Malcolm X's and all of the great people, the Carter G. Woodsons, the Benjamin Bannekers. And I kept drawing for those three teachers, and at the end of the year, the Durham Leaks came to school and gave me an award. And I was surprised because I thought that the Durham Leaks was going to give that award to someone else. I had so much work, I had enough work to fill the hallways. And once I looked at my work, I thought about where would I go to school. And because of the Durham Links and all of the attention I got letters from a lot of schools. And I researched the schools, and I decided I wanted to go to North Carolina Central University. And the reason to go to North Carolina Central University at that time, they were the #2 school in African American art, which means that most of their teachers had books in the library. You could go and you could read and you could study. And I studied with Mason and Pendergrass and Carlisle, some of the great ones. Had a chance to meet Willie Nash and also see some of the great works of Ernie Barnes. So as I continued to do my work, one of the things that I tried not to do was be a copy of any other artist. And incidentally, I was taken on a field trip at North Carolina Central University after they gave me an art scholarship, of course. And we were at a museum, and I saw a gentleman's work, and his name was Charles White. And for the first time, I saw some work that looked like my work. I was so amazed. And when I saw the work, a bug clicked in my head to say that no one's art is anybody's personal art. All of it is expression, no matter who's drawing. And from that moment on, I began to draw expressionistic art. And that expressionistic art began to come off of the board of my canvas, because I always wanted the canvas to kind of give you more of a imaginary piece of my art. I didn't want to put everything right into those four borders. I wanted to put things so that you would imagine things. And so the abstract piece of my work was to elongate pieces, to make you say, okay, the eye is too big, the head, the forehead is a little too big, the nose is a little big. And those are the kinds of things that I began to do with my work. And once I got out of college, a lot of the galleries were saying that my work was abstract and expressionist. And so with them saying those kinds of things, it became a word of my work is abstract expressionist. And that's what it's been for the past 50 years. The art scene in Durham, North Carolina is a very interesting scene in Durham. You have the Arts Council, who takes the time out and have local artists to do pieces there. Then you have several galleries downtown Durham, and those galleries are doing pretty well. Newly, we have 21C Museum, which is a museum that's a 24-hour museum that displays works from international artists and artists around the world. And one of the unique things about the 21C Gallery, 21C Museum, is that they put only artists on who are living artists. So that's one of the key things, and I think that's one of the great things, because a lot of your museums have artists who have passed on, or ancestors who have passed on, as opposed to artists who are living now. If you ask me where I would like to have my work, I would like to have my work in several different museums around the country. That's what we're working on as we look at this particular show, as you deal with the art tours that I have been doing in the past 10 years. Well, the art scene has changed immensely. You know, you don't see a lot of, I would say, African American one-man show. I think somewhere along the line, people began to believe that African Americans only did one or two paintings. And if you look at some of the African Americans who are artists, it's a life goal. It's not a one painting or a two painting. So I think that's one of the differences. When Willie Nash was alive, he was an artist that Durham revered, but we never saw him in the museums as much. Then there are several other artists who live in this beautiful city who I think should have one-man shows, because they have a tremendous amount of work. The other changes are the galleries. The galleries, they're more fine art oriented than a gallery where you have an artist in residence that's painting, and then he's putting his work into a particular gallery, and people are buying those particular works. And I would think that those are some of the changes in the art scene. If you ask me what I'd like to see, I'd like to see the museums to take a little bit more interest in some of the African American art in the city of Durham. Not to say that they don't take any interest at all, I just said more. Then there's the Nasher Museum on Duke's campus, which is an outstanding museum, and a museum that people in the city of Durham is one that I would suggest that you go to, because they're so diverse. One of the things that you, as an artist, you'll get from time to time is people to commission you to do pieces of artwork. And I was commissioned to do North Carolina Mutual Life Insurance Company. It's iconic building here in the city of Durham, North Carolina. And while I was commissioned to do that particular piece of work, I had the idea to do Parish Street along with the North Carolina Mutual Tower, because North Carolina Mutual Life Insurance Company started on Parish Street on the same side where Woolworth store was. Yes, Woolworth, the same store that had a sit-in here in Durham, North Carolina, that people don't talk about, but the Woolworth had a sit-in doing segregation. And across the street, North Carolina Mutual moved into the now Mechanics and Farmers Bank building, and that was the last place they were until they moved to Chapel Hill Street and build the 12-story tower there. And so what I did was a piece called Black Wall Street. Durham's great history of black businesses began on Parish Street. Parish Street used to be a mecca for black businesses up and down Parish Street. And so the insurance companies, the banks, the community savings banks, and a lot of lawyers had their businesses on Parish Street. As a matter of fact, my advertising agency was on Parish Street on the second floor there. And so I drew a picture of Parish Street denoting North Carolina Mutual Life Insurance Company, places where they began and subsequently places they went to, and then to the big tower. And if you were to stand on Parish Street today and look straight ahead, and if the 21C building wasn't there, then you would see all three places where North Carolina Mutual Life Insurance Company was. And I want to say that it was probably a very joyous piece that I was drawing. Now, one of the things that I did try not to do was make it an architectural rendering of the building. And that's one of the things that I talk about when I talk about my art. I don't like to be defined into lines. I like to be a little left to lines, a little right to lines. I believe that if we're going to be defined into lines, we might as well take a picture and hang that picture up. So the Black Wall Street piece is a perspective piece that's done in abstract expressionistic format. What I look for is a piece that exudes a feeling, that exudes an emotion. And then I take that piece and I try to stretch that piece from just that emotion into something that's going to say something to the audience. There were thousands of pictures that I could pick from when I picked the Beyonce picture. And I look for a picture that will give us that feeling that this is her on the inside, not her on the outside. And what would that give to a person? How would you feel about this piece when you see it? And again, I wanted to put lights in there. I wanted to put bold lines in there. And I wanted her to kind of dominate you. And that's how I chose that particular piece. But most of the pieces that I choose the very same way. I look for some eyes that capture me, or I look for a nose that captures me, or I look for what I would call a feeling or an image that gives me a thought. And then I pull from that thought, and then I try to, once I start painting, I try to put that thought into color. And sometimes it's one of those things where I sit back and I look at the work, and I'll stand away from it and I'll look at the work, and I'll see, is it saying what I would like for it to say? And then I ask myself, is it saying what I want my audience to believe? And that's how I pick my work. Sometimes you can overdo a piece. What I do is I paint and I paint and I paint until I feel like I've painted too much. And when I say painted too much, it's that point where I've gotten out of that piece what I want to say. And I can add different lines, or I can take different lines out, but does this particular piece say what I want it to say? And once it's saying what I want it to say, then that's when I end. Sometimes people ask me, how long does it take? I don't know. I can't put a time on the end. I can put a time on the beginning. And that's one of the things that I try to do each and every day, is to begin a piece of artwork. Colors influence emotions by the type of color that you use. If you're going to use a red is anger. If you're going to use a subtle blue, that's calmness. If you're going to use a green, that's earthy. And so if you're going to use a yellow, that's bright and that's sunshine. If you're going to use an orange, that orange is not bright and sunshine, but the next emotion to it. Then your pinks and your blues, to me, denote another emotion. And so when I pick a color, I pick that color from the picture that I'm drawing from. If someone gives me a picture and it's a picture of somebody in anger, I right away use the browns, the reds, the green, the dark green, and to give that feeling from that particular piece. If somebody gives me a piece, or if I select a piece that's saying I'm happy or I'm serious, then I try to use those colors that give you the hues and tones that are going to make you say, okay, this person is happy, or this person is nonchalant. And so that's how I choose the colors. And the most important part of what I do is I utilize white for highlights, and I utilize black for the darkness and the boldness and the strength of the piece, and to pull the piece all the way together so that there are some levels of boundaries. But as I said earlier, I like for the boundaries to be non-existent. The biggest challenge for the Beyonce piece was to make sure that the lights in her eyes were right, and to make sure that her smile was right. When you're drawing a piece of art, there are certain things that you want to do. One is you want to create a piece that people can enjoy, and then you want to do a piece that grasps the imagination of the people that's looking at it. And in the Beyonce piece, one of the things that was a challenge for me was to ensure that I didn't make her too happy, and that I didn't put too many lights in her face. As I always say, if you put the right lights in the face of a piece of artwork, that piece of artwork will look like the person that you're drawing.
Dr. Eric Kelly III and a host of phenomenal speakers from all around the globe for this 7-day virtual event that you don't want to miss.
The mission of the Black Business Expo is to raise scholarship money from kids all the way from high school all the way from college. The Black Business Olympics is one of the largest Black business showcases in the world. It is an opportunity for businesses and companies to showcase their businesses globally. We are going to be giving away laptops up to $5,000 away to students. Again, I'm Olivia Appleberry, the founder of 2 Cents Finance and one of the speakers for the expo. I am so excited to see you there. For more info, go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090 and hope to see you there.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Tell me, are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world! Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black Business.
I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black Business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090. I am Black Business. I am Black Business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black Business. I am Black Business. Are you Black Business? I am Black Business. Do you support Black businesses? I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black America in North Carolina. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-380-9090. I am Black business. I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep, I am Black business.
Over the past few years, we've seen the growth of existing and new initiatives focused on financial inclusion, building global networks, and reducing the wealth gap in response to the idea there's not enough seats at the table. Whether their outcomes are to increase the representation of Black executives on corporate boards, ensure an inclusive global economy, or to create new U.S. African commercial pathways, the strategies are often carried out by separate programs. The question is, should they be? With the continent of Africa being home to more than half of the world's fastest growing economies, the youngest workforce, over 400 companies generating more than $1 billion annually, 700 generating more than $500 million annually that are poised for growth, and being the destination of nearly $5 billion in venture capital in 2021. Diversifying U.S. and Africa commercial engagement by building bridges between African businesses and their U.S. diaspora should begin being seen as mutually beneficial. From helping to reduce Africa's enormous capital gap to catalyzing two-way trade opportunities, the COVID-19 global pandemic hopefully has taught us that global challenges and opportunities are more interconnected than we thought. During the pandemic, African companies like Unicorn Flutterwave, insurance provider Reliance Health, ride-hailing app Yasir, and 54Gene, the continent's first bank of DNA on people of African descent, proved that when African companies have access to networks, capital, and information, they grow big, grow fast, and create solutions that are valuable to the world. This is why Be Direct was created. We are the first U.S.-based but African-centric board preparedness and board search company designed to connect U.S. Black talent and corporations to African businesses. Unique and fundamental to Be Direct's success is our process of helping board candidates adapt their experience and networks to an African context before they're connected to high-growth companies that are looking to locally and globally scale. From our focus groups with African business execs and government leaders, we don't ignore the sentiment that business is easy, but people are hard. Having a pool of board candidates with hard-to-access networks and extensive experience across the business life cycle, including successfully raising capital, is table stakes for an initiative like this. So yes, we have that. But corporate or entrepreneurial success in the U.S. does not guarantee success in Africa. Developed alongside industry partners on the continent, our training program, Be Direct Prep, is designed to transpose their experience to create cultural comfort, understanding, and a commitment to helping businesses in Africa scale. Our board governance sessions are African continental and country specific, integrated with cultural awareness and dexterity training, masterclasses led by African industry execs, and mentoring coaching from African continental-based facilitators. But even more unique to Be Direct Prep, we cap off our training program with an immersion trip to help candidates that have not been to Africa before see and feel Africa's complexity and opportunity from African soil. We all know traditional network-based board placement has historically left a lot of us out of ever really being in the paid board pipeline. Our strategy supports the work of many great organizations that are successfully filling seats at U.S. board tables by creating more tables for those that are still left on the sideline. It's time to start seeing the role and value of U.S. Black talent and businesses on the continent of Africa differently. Old perceptions and habits limit economic inclusion. Let's transition Black talent and the African businesses they will support from the periphery of the global economy to its core. Living in a global lockdown, we all know now how fast local and global economies can change, and see the value of having businesses that hire, strengthen local value chains, and even grow globally. Status quo in any form holds back progress. We must democratize U.S.-Africa commercial engagement by socially and economically connecting cultures that have long been disconnected. It's time for Africa's U.S. diaspora to redefine their global value by helping African businesses scale continentally and globally.
This is Dr. Arnold T. Petsworth. Yes, that's his given name. No, don't look into it. He's the owner of Petsworth Vet World, a veterinary clinic in Hopton, Connecticut. His patients include dog, cat, turtle, cat, turtle, frog, hamster, fish,
Goldie?
dog, and this alpaca. Due to doctor-patient confidentiality, we can't tell you their names. Business at Vet World was steady, and then quarantine hit. Neighbors on every lane, drive, and even a few cul-de-sacs brought new four-legged friends into their homes. Bunnies. Bunnies.
You guys are so cute.
Bunnies.
You are so cute.
Bunnies.
You're so cute.
Bunnies everywhere. A lifelong lover of Laporte, Dr. Petsworth welcomed these new patients with open arms.
Hi, how you doing? How is she? Did you meet Jackie? Jackie, Barbara, Jackie? This is Betsy.
The only problem?
Okay.
There were more appointments than he could manage.
Yes, I'm gonna get to you. Give me a second. We're gonna get you in real soon. Don't worry, all right? And then...
That's when Dr. Petsworth turned to his American Express business card, which offers flexible spending limits that adapt with his business. He decided to hire a new assistant, Julio, who's actually more of a bird guy. But that's just between us. And with the power to make big purchases in his hands, he used his card to furnish a new exam room with extra tail space. Together, Dr. Petsworth, Julio, and American Express Business made sure all the pets of Hopton got the love and care they deserved.
All right, Julio, man, that was great, man.
And everyone was happy. Especially these guys. Get the card built for business by American Express.
Attention all entrepreneurs and companies. Are you looking for reliable and efficient virtual assistants and back office support to help you manage your business tasks? Look no further than Superwoman Business Services. Our team of virtual assistants provides a full range of administrative support services, including operations management, social media marketing, and much more. We also offer website design services to help you create a professional online presence that reflects your unique brand. In addition to administrative support and website design, we offer business development and structuring services to help you grow your business and achieve your goals. We'll work closely with you to identify areas of improvement and develop a customized plan to help you reach your full potential. At Superwoman Business Services, we understand that running a business can be overwhelming and time-consuming. That's why we're here to help you fly high and achieve success. Our virtual assistants are highly skilled, experienced, and dedicated to providing you with the support you need to thrive. Come fly with us and take your business to new heights. Let us help you become the superhero entrepreneur you are meant to be. Contact Superwoman Business Services today to learn more about our back office support services. Come fly with us and take your business to new heights.
So what we have to do is when we get in a spot, we need to create some spots for us. That's the main thing. We need to be able to be in a position where we're able to create those spots for us. For me, being an entrepreneur, I'm not just going to get a business and then leave you sitting high and dry. If you ask me some questions about entrepreneurship, I'm going to give you as much as I received. I've seen people who made it, and then when you ask them, it's like, okay, now you have to pay me for the information, the same information I got for free. We probably in totally different cities. There's no way that we're going to bump heads or anything. We're not competing. Bring me up with you. And so I just think that whatever education that I have, then I need to be able to give that to my own as well. So create the spots. You can create the spots when you get there.
How you doing? I'm Rodney Allen Rippey. Yeah, the child actor. Well, now, leading man. Some of you might remember back in the day, the Harlem Globetrotters popcorn machine. Remember that? Well, it was a Saturday morning special that would come on, and I was there with Geese and Tex and Meadowlark Lemon. Remember the show? Well, I had a great time. And I have to say a huge, huge thank you to all my fans out there. Thank you for all the years of support. I went on from the entertainment industry. I started getting into producing and directing. And now, hey, here I am. I'm a studio executive here in Burbank, California at 2526 Studios. I have to say, it's been pretty good, but the best is yet to come. Please stay encouraged. Keep reaching for your dreams and never forget that genius is common. Remember that. Genius is common. No matter what anyone says to you, no matter how tough the road may get, keep striving. Keep reaching for your dreams. And always know that you are worth it. Everything that you put into yourself, everything good that you pour into your life, you are worth it.
I am Black business. From the moment I wake until the time I sleep. Yes, I am Black business. I am Black business. Tell me, are you Black business? I am Black business. Do you support Black businesses? Listen, I support Black business because I am Black business. Black Business Expo, one of the largest business showcases in the history of Black business in the world. The world. Sign up today at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com or call 919-308-9090. I am Black business.
How many times have you been asked to help someone you didn't even know? A student, a business entrepreneur? Or did you ever even ask, where did they end up? That business, that friend, that entrepreneur. Well, just maybe they ended up in a gang, bankrupt, homeless, or worse, dead. Maybe they turned to crime, drugs, and alcohol. Did you ever wonder? Did you destroy their dream, or was your life always so easy? At the Black Business Olympics, we started a movement to help students complete. Give them hope and foster success. Help them to leave their dreams of providing laptops, computers, and up to $5,000 in scholarship funds. Today, we ask you to help a student, a business owner, or an entrepreneur to realize their dream by sponsoring them, supporting them, and buying from them. Consider this. With $1.6 trillion in our Black community, we only ask for a small donation for our students, our businesses, and our entrepreneurs. And you can change a life today. So I ask you, what are you going to do? Sit on the sideline and watch our students in high school be losers, miss out on their dream from lack of resources? Or are you going to donate to the movement and change their future and yours as well? Give us a call today at 919-308-9090. Change their life by investing with action to the Black Business Olympic Fund. The Black Business Olympics, one of the largest business showcases of Black business in the history of the world.
Good evening, Black business owners, entrepreneurs, thought leaders, and corporations. Welcome to the Black Business Network. My name is Helene Joseph. I am your Black business moderator for this evening on the Black Business Network. The Black Business Network is a 24-hour business network showcasing Black businesses, business owners, entrepreneurs, and thought leaders worldwide. We have speakers from North Carolina, London, Singapore, Africa, Japan, and cities all over the United States. The Black Business Network is a global community sharing its business knowledge to empower, inspire, and educate businesses about business. This evening, we have Mr. Blocker from Alamogordo, New Mexico, and he was born in December, the 21st of December in 1989. He's the youngest of 6 children with 2 sisters and the remaining of his siblings being his brothers. Mr. Blocker was born into a military family and moved to suburban Detroit, Michigan when he was 9 years old, and he hasn't relocated since. He graduated from Henry Ford II High School in 2008, and later on he went on to graduate with honors from the University of Phoenix in 2014, 2 years before beginning his career as an entrepreneur. So previously, he worked in sales and marketing for multiple companies. And before that, he had a local job at the McDonald's as a fry cook in May of 2012. He took all of his knowledge and transitioned from McDonald's to start his own career. So without further ado, we'd like to welcome Mr. Blockers. How are you doing this evening?
I'm doing good. How about yourself?
I'm doing great. Thanks for being on here with us this evening. So tell us a little bit more about you.
So a little bit more about me, basically. So I basically was an athlete pretty much my whole life, and I played from sports differently, from basketball, football, baseball, basically in the league. And then as I got to middle school, I started to run track, and I did play a little bit of basketball in middle school, but I ran track. But once I got to high school, I picked up playing football once again, and then but I kind of got rid of playing basketball because of my body structure wasn't tailored for that sport. So I focused my avenues, my athletic avenues in both football and track. Well, mainly football, because I knew football was going to help me get a college education. So, okay. But track was just to help me with football. So, which it actually did. I ended up going to a school called I go into school in Ohio, and I played college football for 2 years. It's a 4-year university, but because of the way things were there, the high competition and everything that transpired there, I ended up just deciding to leave, come back to suburban Detroit, Michigan, and continue my education. So, I ended up graduating from, like I said, from University of Phoenix. So, but part of the reason I tell that story is because the reason I even got started with Big Block Athletics was because my original idea was just going to the medical field. I did not know how I was going to. I didn't know how. I didn't know. So that's why I got my degree, and I got my degree in healthcare administration, and so I was going to use that to go into the medical field. They basically told me you have great talent but no experience, and no one will hire me. So, and everything like that. So I've tried multiple times. I was still working at McDonald's at the time, and then a former college teammate reached out to me and talking about starting my own business. I said I'm not sure about it at first because I'm like I don't see myself really as an entrepreneur, as a businessman like that. So, but that's how I think about it. Because I continue to apply, try to use my degree. Got the same response, no one hired me. So I'm like, I have two options. I can either stay working at McDonald's for the rest of my life, or I can actually take his suggestions. I did. I took his suggestion. I started my first company was Big Block Athletics, it's a sports company.
Wonderful.
It's taken off ever since.
Pardon?
Oh, so I started my first sports company. I did a soft launch in 2014 just to test it out because I said if this doesn't work out, then I know I'll just give it a shot and stay. I know to stay on my job. And then, but it turned out perfect. It worked out very well. So I ended up going full time with it in 2016.
Okay, that's amazing. So tell us a little bit more of the background. So you had your college education, and it wasn't transpiring into an actual job. You got the inspiration from a friend to start your own business. What was the what was the tipping point that when you said, okay, this is when I need to start the business, and how did you get the inspiration to start your business?
The inspiration really just came out of it really just came out of just desperation, really, because I didn't want to be stuck at a low wage job for the rest of my life, and I really wanted to just do what I needed to do so I could be successful. Because even as a little kid, I always wanted to be successful. So I went after it, I strived for it, and I basically said, I'm going to make this work so I can achieve my childhood dream of becoming successful. Because I did not want to be another statistic and say, okay, and just and basically waste of a college education and everything like that. So that was where the inspiration came from. So, but anyway, as like I said before, when I went full time with my business, I really needed to understand how to build a business, because I really didn't know how to build a business. All I knew was how to sell and how to sell things and how to market, but really it was selling, because that was the only real tool that I had that basically every company wanted to hire me for. So.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for sharing that. And now I'll give you space to go ahead and share your keynote address with us.
Oh, thank you so much.
Yes.
All right. So, like I said, sales is by far the most important aspect of any business. When I decided to actually go full time with it, and I know that I needed to actually sell, I also decided to learn how to build an actual business, because I said, I don't know anything about building a business. So I decided to do something that basically for my generation, the generation before has never done. I decided to go to the library. That's right, and get a physical book. I'm only 33 years old, so I'm like, basically no one in my age group, and even the generation before, they basically don't read physical books. So everything is either a digital book, or you go to Google and go to social media. I said I cannot do that if I want to succeed long term. I said I got to do something completely different. So yes, I went to the library, started getting physical books, and started reading. Ever since then, I kept continuing on what I learned, and I kept building off learning about selling and constantly continuing to sell. Because I realized one thing I learned from a person who I eventually ended up looking up to in entrepreneurship And he said the best thing: if you don't know how to sell, then don't go into business. And because I didn't know how to sell, that was basically where I knew I could make it work. But I said, but if I didn't know how to build a business, then it would have just been me selling T-shirts to just random people. So yes, I had to learn how to build a business from scratch, because my sports company, Big Block Athletics, was completely built from scratch. So yes, so over time I learned to build. I learned how to build an actual business and using my sales and using my sales skills to cultivate a team and everything like that. Now I personally, with Big Block Athletics alone, I have at least there's over 200 people working for me. I have a whole executive team, management team, and the whole nine. So yes, I've basically built my business, Big Block Athletics, into a multi-million-dollar business completely from scratch with a whole slew of a team, and I became the CEO of it, the first CEO of it. So if you want to build your own business, learn to sell. Because even if you take the knowledge from other avenues, let's say you know how to build, right? Let's say you know what goes into having a business and everything like that. However, if you don't know how to sell, I don't care if you have the greatest looking office, if you have I don't care if you have bought the most expensive building, the greatest furniture. All it will be is just a waste of money, a waste of venture capital money, a waste of loan money, or a waste of or a waste of just credit cards and maxing out credit cards if you're doing it that way. Sales is by far the most important aspect. And yes, it is. In terms of building the bottom line, exactly. However, to grow a business, you got to learn how to sell your idea to other people. People will buy into you before they buy into what your product or service. You might say that's kind of cold. Yes, because if you're trying to build a business, then people, especially if they never heard about it before, the first thing they want to look at is the person who's building it, which is you. Because you're the person that they look at and say, is this worth my time, or should I just walk away from it? It's important to decide how you're going to do it. Improving your sales skills, because negotiation is all part of selling. You can have the greatest techniques, but if you don't know how to sell, if you don't know how to sell your idea, if you don't know how to present your idea, nobody will take it any serious. I always say you have to care more about your own success than anyone else does for you. In entrepreneurship, there is literally, well, besides the career I've created before then, no one will care. Even with the career I created, when you try to start a business, no one cares, because people just say go get a job and go pay to go to work. No one really cares. So if you want to succeed in building your own business, you must really care more about your own skills. And the number one skill is sales. It's selling. Being able to sell your idea to others. People say, well, what about you? I say, yes. I of course I had to do the same thing. I had to sell my idea to other people, and in short, since with my sales skills, and basically because I actually love my products and my products and my services, but specifically with Big Block Athletics, my products, because I use the product myself when I'm very active, when I do physical activity. So, because I personally love my own product, so I wanted to share that love with everybody else, so that way they can feel the love of wearing my product and the core values that I've built into the company. Learning to present your idea to others is what will help you build your own business. Well, even if you already are successful in business, because you must continue to do that. Selling is a nonstop endeavor or career. Selling is by far the most lucrative profession and the easiest profession to remain broke, especially when you're building your own business. How's that? Because if you don't sell anything, you have nothing, and if you sell a lot, you will make a lot of money, and that's an understatement. Being able to sell your idea so you can build your business to whatever the market you choose to do will help you get to where you're trying to go. If you want to know how to improve your sales skills, it's simple. You can just learn how to. There's different avenues to do so. If you're not comfortable going to the library, and it's being that if you're young and you're not comfortable going to the library, there's online programs that teach you how to sell. If you're older and you're comfortable going to the library, I wouldn't rule out online programs also, because they can also help you. Also, there's always ways to improve. So, even though yes, I do advise proper education, because that is ultimately where you will thrive and succeed long term. However, so with sales, let's say I didn't know how to sell. If I didn't know how to sell, then all the reading those books, even picking up that book and reading it would have been useless. It would have been worth this. None of this would have been worth my time, and I wouldn't be in front of all you speaking to you today. It's because yes, I had a natural talent for selling that I chose to use it and also enhance it. So let's say you don't have an knack for selling. That's why you have to really learn to improve and become as effective at selling as you possibly can. Selling, no matter what endeavor you get, no matter what, no, even if you're not starting your company, but even as Black business, selling is by far is what's going to help you thrive, not just in immediate but long term. So if you don't have a knack for selling and you really want to be an entrepreneur, work on it continuously. Develop your sales skills, develop your develop it completely, because it's going to be your life force when in entrepreneurship. You might say, well, why not just hire somebody? Once again, even if you start to make some money in business, hire somebody. They got to know how to sell also, but they got to know what you are presenting, and your personal mission, the core values, and everything within your organization. Because all they would do is just go out there and tell people, and people won't know anything about it, because they will represent your business and your company. There's a lot of things you can do, because sales is by far. There's a lot of things you can do. If you're really serious about starting your own business and you're really serious about becoming successful at it, you will always make a way. Me personally, I don't like people who make up excuses of why they can't do something, even though they'll always find a reason to do exactly what they personally want to do. It's because, and the only thing is because they don't have. It's because whatever the task they're asked to do or anything like that is not important to them personally. That was why they will always find an excuse, and they always say it's because of this, because of that, and this, and that. Whatever is important to you, you will make time for. If you really want to build a very successful business, you will make educating yourself on sales the most important thing out there. Even if you do hire a sales team, which I do have a sales team, so in Big Block Athletics, and also my other company, which is my Blogger Success Coach Enterprises. So, but yes, you will, if you really want to sell, if you really want to thrive in business entrepreneurship, you will make the necessary steps to really go out there and sell. You must say, well, yeah, you did that. I said yes, but I did it to the extreme. I did it to the point where if my business, if Big Black Letters would have failed, I would have been a laughing stock for the past 2 generations. They would have called me all kinds of names, and because probably wouldn't be able to overcome that. But because I did succeed, the only thing they can just say, people don't like me, they can just say congratulations and move on. People do their relish of my achievements for the rest of my life. So you must decide how you're going to sell. What are you going to do? Are you going to make the decision to do the necessary work to improve your sales skills, or are you going to just remain average and the most thing you have is just an average business? Which is probably some people will know about it. Really, the choice is yours, really, because since choice is really yours. I chose to sell because, like I said, I just wanted to be successful, and because I couldn't do what I wanted, I couldn't do what I envisioned to do as a child. I said I'm gonna do something different. I'm gonna do it this way. Yes, I do have new dreams with it. Of course, I do, because this is my livelihood. This is what I do as a career. However, it started off with survival for success. Because I was like, I got to succeed, because if I don't succeed, then I'm going to be stuck at McDonald's for the rest of my life. And those who knew me from my past life and who knew how I felt when I was young and how I thought when I was growing up and everything, they would have just laughed at me and said, "Oh, all you was just a joke. I was the joke, and this is what you were meant to be your life as working at McDonald's." And I know I do not like being laughed at personally. So I said, I got to make this happen. So you must decide whatever your internal motivation is to improving your sales skills. Because however you decide, you will do whatever it takes to make sure that you succeed for as long as possible. Because I always say success is not guaranteed for anybody. It really isn't. 10 years down the road, I could go bankrupt. I could lose everything. But because I already have the blueprint internally of how to make this happen, I know how to do it better a second time. There is a statistic out there that says that most people who succeed in entrepreneurship usually have at least 2 to 3 failed businesses before they really hit their stride and take off. This is really my first business, and it's already a multi-million-dollar business, and I've already got multiple organizations. So, because I already do a lot of different things. Like I'm an angel investor. I have different portfolio companies, and I got Small Black Success Coach Enterprises helping entrepreneurs scale their business and mentor them to personal development. And I also got Small Black Foundation and Small Black University under Small Black Foundation. So I got all of these things, and this is just my first attempt. If I were to literally lose all of that in the first attempt with that statistic, this is game over, because I already have the blueprint. Strive to become successful, and the way to do that is by continuously learning how to sell. Does it mean to sell your product or service? If you're at the top, that's what your team is supposed to do. But you're supposed to be able to provide and let them know exactly how to keep going and keep moving on. Everything in entrepreneurship business comes down to selling. Whether you're selling an idea or you have employees, or you have sales representatives selling directly to consumers or clients or potential clients. So really, the choice is yours, because regardless of what happens, your results will speak for itself. Anybody can say they did this, they did that, but your results will speak for itself. Because results are the most important thing that matters, or also in life, but especially in business. People don't care about whether what you said you did. If there is no result there, the only thing is the only thing is then the people that think you're lying or you're seeking attention. One of the two. being able to sell is by far the most important thing. And that's because in order to succeed in entrepreneurship, whether it's 10 years or 50 years or however long, you must be able to sell. Even if you're a little older and you're talking about passing down your business to whether it's your own children or whether it's to sell it to somebody else, you still got to be able to sell your business to somebody else. It's really up to you. What are you going to do about it? Are you going to just say, "Oh, this is great information," and write it down and say, "Okay, this is great," and walk off with it and say, and then 2 weeks later you're going to ignore it completely and say, "Do whatever you want to do," or even that may not ignore it, but it might just be in the back of your brain and say whatever. Or are you really going to take what's presented by not just me, but everyone who's spoken on Black Business Network and say, this is all valuable information. I need to take this and I need to apply it as much as possible. Because everyone here who speaks has a lot of great things to say about business entrepreneurship, especially for people who look like us. You must decide how you're going to do it personally. Because really, especially people look like us, they already, especially people look at us, especially people who look at us, everybody else looks at us and looks at us in a negative way anyway. So why give them that and give me that ammunition in the first place? They already didn't think we was able to do it. So you don't give them that ammunition. Simple as that. If they have that kind of opinion, then the only thing it would be is made up. Because because if you become wildly successful in entrepreneurship, there's nothing they can really say personally. It really is. Unless there's just venting hostility. That's the only thing they can really do. But if you care too much about what they think, then you probably should even start your own business in the first place, because there's always some type of ridicule and judgment, especially when you're at the top. Because like I learned when a business is very successful, the team gets all the credit. When the business is failing or is dropped, the person at the top gives all the blame. So really, you got to be comfortable in your own skin in order to make that happen. Even with sales, you got to be able to constantly bounce back from rejection, because let's face it, not even the best salespeople, they face rejection too. It's just the difference is they're able to bounce back, and they just look at it and say, okay, that person not interested, there's somebody else who is. So don't be afraid of rejection. In fact, if you're in business, you really shouldn't be afraid, because that's basically that's part of the game. The goal is to try to minimize it, not enhance it. Because you're going to get rejected regardless. Everyone does in business. It's just a matter of who and the magnitude of that rejection. So it's best believe that it's very possible to thrive and succeed in entrepreneurship if you know how to sell. And also, if you're confident enough and not to take rejection personally, because most people don't reject people because they dislike you as a person. It's really because it has to do something with them internally, but it has nothing to do with you at all. Taking rejection personally is by far the worst thing you can possibly do, because at that point in time, then people look at you and think something's wrong with you personally. But all that matters is just keep moving forward. Just keep going. You will eventually find the right type of people for your product or services, and the right type of people to work on your team. Just be cautious not to take. Because the basic thing is be confident in who you are and what you're providing to other people. When you're confident like that, even the people who don't buy or don't invest in your services, or even don't even work in your organization, they'll have great respect for you, because they'd be like, okay, it'd be like that person doesn't care about my opinion. So that's respectable. If you want to be good at selling, must start with confidence. You must be able to understand exactly what you're selling and why you're selling it in the first place. You got to be confident in who you are. There's a difference between arrogance. There's a difference between arrogance and confidence. People who brag are arrogant. Those are arrogant people. Confident people know who they are, what they've done, but they don't have to brag about it because their results speak for themselves. Their results do all the bragging. They can just look back and just tell people about it, and it'll be done. In terms of selling, you must be able to confident in what you're presenting, because even if you have the right sales pitch, if you're not confident in what you're providing, people will just look at it like, you're just reading the script. There's no script in front of me at all, so this is really off the top of my head. So,
all right, thank you so much, Mr. Blocker, for sharing those life-changing sentences with us. And you are absolutely right. We need to continue to work on developing ourselves, and at the core, we have to be able to sell. So, thank you again. And genius is coming, so we will see you on the other side.
Thank you.
All right, so the Black Business Expo's mission is to raise funds for high school seniors going to college or K-12. The expo is a fundraiser for students. You may go to www.blackbusinessexpousa.com to donate to the scholarship fund, or use the Cash App that's on the screen below. The handle is $BBXUSA. Our goal is to give laptops and up to $5,000 to 10 students. Students can register online at www.blackbusinessexpousa.com. Every dollar counts, so we want to remind you to donate to the scholarship fund. We want to thank our Black Business Expo USA sponsors for the month of June 2023. We have NC 100, Moody Capital Partners, Suede Soul, Lotus Ritchie Clothing and Training, Carolina, Virginia Minority Supplier Development Council, Step Management, BHS and Associates, Margie McLean Foundation Incorporated, Genius is Common, Earth Essentials, Malaine Shania Global, Executive Women's Success Institute, The Quality Coaching Company, Superwoman Business Services, Creative Force Studios, Lee Entertainment, Artistic App Design, and the Black Business Expo USA. Remember, genius is common, and I'll see you on the other side.
I am from Washington, D.C., but I was raised in Durham, North Carolina. I came to Durham when I was about 5 or 6, and then I traveled back and forth to D.C. because it's where my people are from. One of the unique things about my family is my mother, she's also an artist. She does quilting, and she does a lot of artistic things. And then my son, he draws with both hands, his right hand and his left hand, like I do. So that's kind of a family trait. And then my other son, he's a videographer, and my daughter, she works, she's a regional vice president for Sunglass Lab. When you start out drawing and sketching, you want to continue to explore, each avenue. I do pastels, I do pen and ink, I do painting, I do acrylics. I haven't done oils yet, but I try to do all facets of art. What I say to a lot of times to people is, you can't put yourself in a box when you're an artist. You have to explore. And over the course of my life, I've tried to explore different mediums. I also do sculpture as well. I choose my subjects by the intensity that they have in their faces, or the intensity that somebody is moving, because I do more than portrait drawings. I also do I do abstract, and then I do figurative drawing also. What happened in this particular show is that I started out trying to come up with something that would be a little bit different than what everybody else is doing. So I was working on a Barack Obama show, and they wanted me to do some paintings of Barack. And so what I did was, because of the deadlines, I kind of did it kind of fast. And then I realized when I was doing it fast, I enjoyed it. And so then I started doing other pieces the same way, and I started to enjoy those pieces also. And so I came up with this particular style, and it's a style of lines and colors. And what's interesting is that when I was in college, I did a show called Lines, Colors, and I talked about the boldness of the blacks, the hotness of the whites, and this is how this has come about, later on in my life. And the colors comes from a lot of the entertainers that I work with, where they wear different colors. They don't wear, your plain reds or your whites. They wear different colors, and so that's also another piece of what's giving me the colors. The subtitle of this show is Faces That Speak Life. That's real critical. Faces that speak life. Each one of these pieces is a life source and a life energy that's being put on display for people that are looking at them. I always say in terms of my art, it's not important that I draw them. It's important what you get out of what I draw. I don't try to just draw it because you like it. People wanted me to do prints. I didn't do prints. People asked me to do different people, but the people that I choose are people that make a difference in the lives of people in the world. So the human landscape idea was, again, as I say, the lines represent your emotions, it represents your ideas, and it represents your journey as a human being. And that's why you get the different pieces and the different looks. And as you notice, I try not to do one look that looks alike another look. And that's what's the most important part of this show.
What if you could build your own city? A place where every child can find nurturing people to help them achieve their full potential. A place where every adult can access job training support. Where health education is abundant. Where social justice ruled the land. A place without limitations. Welcome. You have arrived at STEM City, USA. It is what every city should be. A safe and trusted community where you find people and resources to help you become everything you are and beyond. STEM City is unlike anything you have ever experienced. It is a digital twin of the world around you, only better. STEM City is about energy and soul renewal. It is more than a digital world. You can almost feel the power of live cultural events, music, and theater. STEM City promises a better future for children with caring mentors and hands-on activities with dedicated tutors to support our youth. STEM City is your passport to a healthy lifestyle with weekly events addressing our community's many issues. STEM City is your financial well-being with helpful information on wealth management, career advancement, job training, and so much more. STEM City is the community you deserve. It is the city where your dreams can come true. STEM City USA, a place in the sky that is accessible to all who reach for the stars.